Good morning, everyone. This is a highly requested video that I've gotten multiple times on TikTok of people asking me, what do I eat in a day just to maintain my vaginal health? But this is how I eat in general. And for those who are new to my channel, my name is Dakira and I'm a dietitian that helps women to heal with recurring vaginal infections. I'm also a dietitian that's very passionate about manifestation. So today's video is going to be a day in the life of what I typically would eat for my health, but these foods also help with your recurring vaginal infections. So the first thing is my probiotics that I take every morning. So I have them here. I take the Garden of Life raw vaginal probiotics. I have my Amazon storefront. I also take this other brand called Now of the women's probiotic. And I also take vitamin D. So when I was in Curacao, I wasn't taking vitamin D because I was in the blazing hot sun every day. But currently I'm in the Netherlands and I don't know how long I'm staying here. I probably will stay here. So because there's a lack of sun here, I'm now taking my vitamin D every day. Well, I was taking it every day before, but then in Curacao I wasn't, but then now I am again. So vitamin D is really, really important, especially for Black people, because our melanin blocks the sun rays from penetrating the UVB rays, which is what helps us to create that vitamin D. So without that, it can cause vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin D deficiency is directly linked to anxiety, depression, and can also impact your immunity, and it can also directly impact your vaginal gut microbiome. So vitamin D every morning now. Also, it has K2 in it, so vitamin D3, K2 is that's an important combination. And my 2 probiotics. So normally in my water, I would have a little bit of apple cider vinegar or a little bit of chlorophyll or a little bit of aloe vera. But all of those I left back in Curacao and I haven't gotten them here yet. So this is just plain light sparkling water. Now, also when it comes to fluids, I weigh 160, so I recommend to all my clients to drink half their body weight in fluid ounces. So I'm referring to pounds, not kilos. So I weigh 160 pounds, so that means I drink around 80 fluid ounces of water in a day. So I do that by consuming 1.5 liter water bottle, which I believe is around 50 fluid ounces. And then I also drink a few cups of tea throughout the day. And I also would drink a small sparkling water that is around 16 ounces. Just to show you guys the sparkling water. So this sparkling water, and sparkling is not any healthier than regular water. I just have this obsession with sparkling water. So this is around 16 ounces. This is around 50. So that means that we're already at 66. And then with a few cups of tea, that's gonna easily get me to 80 fluid ounces. Water is gonna be really important for obviously detoxing your body of any excess toxins, helping to keep your vaginal pH balanced. It also helps with vaginal lubrication. The amount of water you drink today is going to impact how wet or dry you are the next day. So if you know you have a D appointment tomorrow, drink your fucking water. You also don't need to get water or fluid intake just from water. You can get fluid intake from water-rich fruits and vegetables, bone broth, cold-pressed juices and smoothies, popsicles, but homemade popsicles that are healthy with no added sugar, of course. Coconut water, all of these things all count towards your hydration as well as decaf herbal teas. As long as you're not a diuretic. Usually like dandelion tea can be a natural diuretic, but that can help if you have a lot of bloating, high blood pressure. But either way, all of these things can count towards your water intake. So if you're not a big water drinker, then I would incorporate a cold pressed juice once a day with no added sugar. I would incorporate maybe a cup of bone broth. I would incorporate some water-rich fruits and vegetables. I would incorporate some coconut water, some sparkling water, whatever to help you get your hydration is going to be really, really important for helping you to heal your recurring vaginal infections and to stay healed and to just be healthy in general. So now I'm going to make breakfast and I'm going to show you guys that process. I had tea last night, so I don't feel like having tea this morning. I'm probably just going to have water have my coffee, and also have my breakfast, which I'm going to be making a yogurt bowl. I'm going to show you guys. Okay, y'all, so we're making a yogurt bowl. So I already got my yogurt. I got my strawberries. And I'm going to use 1 passion fruit as well. I'm also going to get my honey. Honey, chia seeds, and cinnamon. So I'm going to go over the benefits of all these things for your vaginal infections. For those who deal with vaginal infections, I'm sure you probably already know all there is to know about probiotics. So yogurt, but specifically Greek yogurt, is a good natural source of probiotics. Probiotics stands for probacteria, as in good bacteria. So it's adding in bacteria, good bacteria into your diet, versus antibiotics, antibacteria is wiping away bacteria, which it wipes away good and bad bacteria. So with Greek yogurt is a natural source of protein as well. So it depends on what kind of brand you get, but typically you can get at least 10 to 20 grams of protein in 1 serving of Greek yogurt. So this Greek yogurt, let's see the protein. Everything is in Dutch, so I have to read this very carefully. Let's see. Proteins, 3.5 grams. Okay, so I believe this has around, typically Greek yogurt has a lot. I just bought this, but it has around 3.5 grams in 1 serving. I'm gonna be using a lot of Greek yogurt anyway, so I should definitely be getting around like 10. And then chia seeds also are gonna have protein as well. It has around 2 grams of protein in a 10-gram serving. So with Greek yogurt, it comes with protein and probiotics. Sometimes you can over-consume probiotics, and that can lead to something called cytolytic vaginosis, which is when you have too much gut bacteria, and that can cause similar symptoms to a yeast infection. So be careful with over-consuming too many probiotics. And we're choosing chia seeds because, 1, I love chia seeds. I'm not a big seed nut person, but I'm learning to eat more of them every day. And chia seeds are my favorite because they have the most neutral taste. I like the crunch. Chia seeds are also really high in protein, healthy fats, and carbohydrates. You need healthy fats for vaginal lubrication, vaginal elasticity, vaginal dryness. You also need healthy fats for any skin issues. If you deal with acne, eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, any skin issues in general, healthy fats are going to be your best friend for skin issues, vaginal health, heart health, inflammation, also for your brain health. So healthy fats are really, really important. This also a fibrous carbohydrate. So carbohydrates gives us energy. It also helps us support our muscles and metabolism. So that's great for that. And then it also has protein, which protein helps to keep you fuller longer on less calories if you're looking to lose weight. Protein can also help with repairing cells because protein are the building blocks of cells and hormones. So it helps with rebuilding back up your vaginal cell walls if you had any atrophy to them. It also helps with skin healing. Protein is just really, really important for gut health overall in general. So chia seeds are great for that. So with all your meals, you always want to have protein, carbs, healthy fats. You don't want to have carbs by themselves. You want to have protein, carbs, healthy fats. And this is because carbohydrates by themselves are fast digesting typically, unless they have fiber in them. So if it's fast digesting, it's spiking your blood sugar, and then it's crashing your blood sugar. When your blood sugar is chronically being spiked and crashed, this is going to lead to high blood sugar, which can lead to insulin resistance. It can lead to diabetes. It can also lead to yeast infections, bacterial infections. It can also lead to weight gain, especially in the stomach area. So you'll know if you have insulin resistance typically if you carry a lot of fat in your stomach that's hard to lose. Also, if you have dark patches on the back of your neck, the side of your neck, on your arms, on your cheeks, it's called acanthosis nigricans. I can never pronounce that word. So carbohydrates, you want to typically avoid them by themselves. You want to have them with fiber, so carbohydrate with fiber, because fiber is technically a type of carbohydrate. And you also want to pair a fibrous carb with protein and healthy fats. So protein and fats are slow digesting, carbs are fast digesting. So if protein and healthy fats are slow digesting, carbs are typically fast digesting, you can imagine that 2 outweighs 1, and that can help to slow down the rate at which the carbs are digested, which can then lead to healthier blood sugar levels. It can also lead to reversing insulin resistance. It'll keep you fuller longer. It can help with weight loss as well. So there's lots of benefits to that. So now we're going to add, I'm going to do the fruit last because I have a lot to say about fruit. Well, actually, we'll add some cinnamon first. So cinnamon is actually a natural GLP-1 booster. So a lot of people take Ozempic and those weight loss medications like metformin and stuff. No, metformin isn't a GLP-1, I don't think. But people take these medications to help with weight loss, but we can actually naturally produce or boost our production of GLP-1s through foods. So cinnamon is one of those things that if you consume every day, can naturally boost your GLP-1. So a teaspoon of cinnamon a day can help with that. So cinnamon helps with insulin resistance, blood sugar, diabetes, weight loss. So it's something that's great to add. It also has really high antioxidants. So that can also help to support your vaginal health as well. And of course, obviously, it tastes really good as well. Then we have honey. So honey, I'm gonna actually rinse off my spoon so I can use this. So natural raw honey is actually a great source of vitamins and minerals, and also has enzymes, which enzymes helps us to break down our food, so digestive enzymes. So if you deal with any type of pancreatic insufficiency, or you have to take the digestive enzymes, you can get enzymes from food. So honey, kiwi, banana, avocados, all these foods have naturally occurring enzymes. So honey is great. It has vitamins, minerals, and enzymes. Honey is high glycemic, meaning that it can spike your blood sugar really high. So that's why I always pair my honey with protein and healthy fats. I also don't use it a lot. And you also want to consume it in moderation. But I prefer honey because I like to use natural sweeteners. So like honey and coconut sugar are my go-tos, or xylitol. I don't use like the non-nutritive sweeteners like Splenda, Equal, Sweet and Low. I try to be as natural as possible because these foods were given to us by the earth, so they're natural. So I'd rather eat natural foods than to eat like Splenda and Equal and all that shit, which not all dietitians agree with, but I don't care because I'm not them. So we have cinnamon and honey. Now we're gonna add our chia seeds. And I typically like a lot of chia seeds because I love the crunch. It's also really high in protein too, and fiber, so it helps to go to the bathroom. When it comes to fiber, fiber is really, really important because fiber helps us eliminate waste. And if you're not going to the bathroom every single day, you are holding on to a lot of waste in your gut. If you're holding on to a lot of waste in your gut, you can be harboring bacteria that can be causing a recurring vaginal infection. So there's a direct link between your gut health and your vaginal health. And I have a video on that on my YouTube channel, the connection between gut and vaginal health. But if you are constipated, you're not going to the bathroom every day, which I also have issues with sometimes, but I'm working on healing that. 1, it can be causing recurring vaginal infections. 2, it can be causing your skin issues. 3, it can be causing your hormonal issues because we excrete a lot of excess hormones through our waste, like estrogen. So if you deal with PMS symptoms, PMDD, hormonal acne, any of those things, and you're constipated, that can be a direct cause of your constipation. of your hormonal acne, your PMS, your PMDD. Also, if you have just like painful periods in general, that can be a result of not going to the bathroom every day because you're not eliminating the excess waste and it's being stuck. It's stuck in your gut, and that's going to cause really painful periods, hormonal acne, all those things. So fiber helps with eliminating waste. Fiber is also anti-inflammatory, so it helps with lowering inflammation in the body. Fiber also helps with heart disease, lowering cholesterol. It's really important for cholesterol because we excrete cholesterol through our poop, so fiber helps to bind to cholesterol and excrete it out through your waste. This is what a passion fruit looks like. She's cute. Passion fruit has the highest amount of fiber in all fruits per the size of it, something like that. But I just love passion fruit. It tastes really good, especially in yogurt. But fiber is also anti-inflammatory. Fiber produces what's called short-chain fatty acids that help with weight loss. Fiber keeps you fuller longer on less calories, so that also helps with weight loss. You should be aiming as a woman for 25 grams of fiber in a day. You want to get there slowly, not fast, because too much fiber too fast can actually cause some GI symptoms. So you want to slowly increase your weight to 25 grams of fiber in a day. Fiber just supports everything. It supports gut health, immune health, lowering cholesterol, reversing heart disease. It helps with going to the bathroom. It helps with PMS symptoms, period symptoms, healing your recurring vaginal infections, stabilizing your blood sugar. So lots of benefits to fiber. And fiber, typically, because sometimes we have prebiotic fibers, which prebiotic fibers feed probiotics. So the more fiber you can eat that are prebiotic fibers, the more probiotics you'll naturally have because it helps for probiotics to flourish and to grow. So this diversifies your gut microbiome with more good bacteria. And if your gut microbiome has more good bacteria, then so does your vagina. And if your vagina has more good bacteria, if your vagina has more good bacteria, then you won't get infections. So eat your fiber. And what I wanted to talk about last was fruit. And it's because I have a lot to say about fruits and just a lot of misconceptions around fruit. So a lot of you will see online women who are not qualified to give nutrition advice, giving nutrition advice, telling people they can't eat fruit when they have recurring vaginal infections, fruit has too much sugar, fruit causes weight gain, a whole bunch of fucking bullshit. And it's simply not the case. Fruit are natural, comes from the earth, and fruit are given to us for its healthy properties, right? Yes, fruit contains sugar, but fruit is a natural carbohydrate, and it doesn't just contain sugar. It contains vitamins, minerals, and fiber. If you were comparing a cookie to a fruit, which do you think is a healthier option? Obviously a fruit because it has vitamins, minerals, fiber, antioxidants, all of which support a healthy vaginal microbiome and a healthy gut microbiome. Fruit also contains water, which can help with vaginal lubrication, vaginal elasticity. If you deal with vaginal dryness, this is going to help. Fruit is also good for your immune system. Fruit supports your gut health because the more fruits we can get into our diet, the better. This is because the different colors in fruits and vegetables are all different antioxidants. And by us diversifying the different types of fruits and vegetables we eat, we are diversifying our gut microbiome. So notice how I have passion fruit and I have strawberries. These are going to provide me with not just two, but multiple different antioxidants versus me just having one fruit. So, for example, having a green apple, which I have in the fridge, red strawberries, green grapes, oranges. These are all different colors, and they're all giving you different antioxidants, which are diversifying your gut microbiome. So the more diversity you have in your diet from plants, the better. So every day, you want to try to have at least like maybe 5 different fruits or vegetables, and that can look like, let's say you have a fruit bowl that has mango, strawberries, and passion fruit. Then at lunch, you have a sandwich that has spinach, kale, and then you have a side of broccoli. Then at dinner time, you have eggplant with red onions and green peppers. Like, instead of you just having red peppers, having green, yellow, red, and orange peppers. Instead of you having just red tomatoes, having yellow, green, orange tomatoes. Instead of you just having regular onions, have red onions, have white onions. Instead of just having regular purple eggplant, have white eggplant. So you want to diversify the colors in your diet from fruits, vegetables, legumes, and grains. So this can also look like different colored potatoes. This can also look like different colored grains, like different color, like tricolored quinoa. Just basically the more colors you can get in your diet from plants, the better. So for me, in this bowl, I have passion fruit and I also have strawberries, which I'm going to rinse off right now. So fruits are really, really, really important for healing your recurring vaginal infections. You do not want to cut out fruit. I repeat, you do not want to cut out fruit, because the sugar in fruit is digested differently than the sugar you get from a cookie. The sugar you get from a cookie has no protein, it has no fiber, it has no healthy fats, it has no vitamins, it has no minerals. The sugar in fruit is accompanied with fiber. Fiber slows down the rate at which sugar is digested. So the sugar in fruit is a more natural, healthy source of energy. And also, like, again, I keep repeating it because it's really important. It has vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber. You need this to boost your immune system and to support your vaginal microbiome. Or else, if you're cutting out fruit, where else are you going to be getting your vitamins and minerals from? Especially if you're not a supplement girly, or you don't want to waste money on, not waste, but if you don't want to spend money on supplements and things like that, fruit is going to be your best friend. You need fruit to heal your recurring vaginal infections. They tell you not to have too much high sugar fruits like pineapples and grapes, because it can feed the candida and feed the yeast and cause yeast infections. And it's not necessarily true, because when I was dealing with yeast infections, I was still eating grapes and pineapples and I still was able to heal. It's about the portion size of what you're eating and of how you're eating them. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend eating like an entire big ass bowl of grapes and pineapples, but you having 5 pineapple cubes in a day is not going to feed the yeast and feed the bacteria. You having a handful of grapes a day is not going to feed the yeast and bacteria. It's going to give you vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, fiber, and water, all of which are going to help you to heal your recurring vaginal infections. So if you love those high sugar fruits, eat them, but eat them in moderation. Have only 1 serving a day, maybe have like a cup and that's it. But you don't have to cut them out. And cutting out foods in general is not a fun way to live. So that's why I'm a very much an dietitian, because I teach people how to add in food into their diet and not take away. And this is important because diet culture is a billion-dollar industry that profits off of people's insecurities and people's fears. That's why they promote a lot of food fear. They tell you don't eat carbs, and then all of a sudden now carbs are healthy. They said don't eat cholesterol, now all of a sudden cholesterol is healthy. They said don't eat fats, but now we need fats. Now people are having steaks, eggs, and avocados and bacon every day. So nutrition is something that's always changing, but the diet industry profits off of that by feeding you guys all this propaganda and misinformation to have you guys scared of eating things and to buy their diet products. And the government and other big monopolies also benefit off of these things, because if people are scared of eating certain things that are healthy, guess what happens? You get more sick. You're more sick, guess what happens? You go to the hospital. You go to the hospital, guess what happens? You get a bill. You get a bill, guess what happens? That money goes to where? Pharmaceuticals. And it may sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I don't give a fuck. That's just the reality. But fruits are really, 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 really important for you to eat. Don't let anyone tell you to not have fruits. I don't care if you have a yeast infection. I don't care if you have candida overgrowth. I don't give a fuck what you have. You need fruits to heal your body, period. fruits and vegetables. If you are still uncomfortable eating fruits, then eat more vegetables. Consume more vegetables. But don't let people tell you you can't have fruit. So just to recap everything, fruit has vitamins and minerals, has fiber, antioxidants. It helps to support a healthy gut microbiome. It helps to feed the good bacteria in your gut. It helps to support vaginal lubrication and elasticity. Also boosts your immune system. Also really important for mental health as well. It's just good for overall health in general. And the more diversity we can get from fruits and vegetables in our diet, the different colors, the better. And always try to pair your carbohydrates with healthy fats and protein. Trying to think what else I have to say about fruits. I don't think I'm missing anything right now. But yeah, so this is what I'm gonna have for breakfast. I'm also gonna have a cup of coffee. Usually I would add some herbs to my coffee, like maca root or mushroom powder, but I left them all in carousel, so I don't have that right now. But I drink my coffee with soy milk and honey and cinnamon. I also forgot to mention that high blood sugar is directly linked to high cortisol levels. So with high cortisol, that's also going to cause some inflammation as well, which can cause recurring vaginal infections. So it's really important that you know that your blood sugar is correlated to your cortisol levels. If your blood sugar is high, your cortisol is high. If your cortisol is high, your blood sugar is high. They're both directly interconnected. One more thing. Oh, also when it comes to drinking coffee, you want to avoid coffee on an empty stomach because coffee has caffeine. Caffeine is a stimulant. Having a stimulant on an empty stomach can spike your blood sugar and crash it. That can cause the blood sugar issues with insulin resistance, diabetes, prediabetes, weight gain in the stomach area. It can also cause a lot of inflammation, and it can also lead to blood sugar crashes in the middle of the day, which is why you may feel tired around 12 p.m. You're feeling jittery, you're craving sugar. When your blood sugar crashes, your body's job is to bring your blood sugar back up. So it makes you crave sugar to bring your blood sugar back up. So with that, also having cortisol on an empty stomach, sorry, not cortisol, oh my gosh, caffeine on an empty stomach causes that cortisol spike. That's going to lead to you having a more anxious day and having more depression and stress. So that's it for breakfast. When I prepare my lunch, I'm going to show you guys that as well. I'm going to explain the benefits in the food. But here is my breakfast yogurt bowl. She's cute, and I know she tastes good too. Also, if you wanted to, you can also add a protein powder if you wanted more protein. I had a protein powder, but once again, I left it back in carousel. I was using pea protein. So I like to use the natural like protein powders like pea protein or almond powder protein, or what's the other one that I'm missing? Hemp seed protein, those kind of proteins that are also dairy free, even though this yogurt is dairy. I try to consume dairy mainly from fermented yogurts, or fermented foods, like yogurt or kefir. So yeah. Okay, y'all, so now it's time for lunch. So with lunch, I'm going to be taking some more supplements, and that's all I take for the day. I take the 2 probiotics in the morning. I take the 2 probiotics, the vitamin D, and then at lunchtime or dinner time, I'll take 1 vitamin E pill, 2 flaxseed oil pills, and omega-3s, fish oil. I take these for skin health, also for vaginal lubrication because I was dealing with some vaginal dryness. And so I'm a big fan of healthy fats. So vitamin E is mainly for my skin, but the flaxseed oil and the omega-3 is mainly for my vaginal health, but they all do the same function. So they do help with skin health, also with vaginal health as well. And I do love doing a daily ginger or turmeric or a daily ginger turmeric shot. This one is a ginger turmeric shot. Again, I'm in the Netherlands, so this is in Dutch. And it has orange juice, ginger, lemon, and turmeric. And so in the Netherlands, you can actually get these shots in the supermarket called Albert Heijn for literally 99 cents. Y'all Americans know this. The starting price in America is at least $5. $5. Here, I got 5 for $5, like literally 99 cents for one. So I got 5. And so I'll be taking this with my lunch because turmeric is fat soluble. So since it's fat soluble, it's better absorbed in the body with fats. And it's also better absorbed in the body with black pepper. So this shot doesn't have black pepper in it, but that doesn't mean that the turmeric is not going to work. I'm still going to use it. So yeah, so because my lunch, which I'm going to explain to you guys, is also going to be high in healthy fats, me taking the turmeric with my lunch is going to be better absorbed, and also taking my healthy fat supplements with my lunch, because fats like fats. So you want to pair your healthy fat supplements with healthy fats in your food for better absorption. So for lunch, I'm having a smoked salmon egg sandwich. So obviously here are the eggs. Eggs are high in protein, so one egg has around 6 grams of protein. So I typically like to have 2 eggs, but otherwise 3 I get really full because protein keeps you fuller longer. Eggs also have choline, which is a neurotransmitter that's great for brain health. Eggs also have omega-3s, vitamin D, and the cholesterol in eggs are healthy. So your cholesterol levels, like if you say you have high cholesterol, that's not caused by cholesterol in foods, that's caused by saturated fat. So saturated fat is what causes high cholesterol, not cholesterol in food. So if a doctor tells you that, they have not updated themselves, because that research has been long out there for a while now, and anyone telling you otherwise has very outdated research. So eggs are great for protein and for recurring vaginal infections. Smoked salmon, unless you have high blood pressure, this is great because it's high in omega-3s, it has vitamin D, it has healthy fats. It's also a great source of lean protein as well. And I love the combination with smoked salmon and eggs. So we're gonna do that. As you know, healthy fats are really important for your vaginal health and for inflammation in general. I'm also going to be using truffle mayo just for taste purposes. I love truffle mayo. I'm also going to be having it on this, I don't know what kind of bread this is, but to me, it looked like it was, also it's spelt bread, but it has some seeds, it has, you know, some grains in here, so there's fiber. So that's why I got it. Let me see how much fiber, if I can read this. Oh, it has around 4 grams of fiber in one slice. So 2 of these is gonna give me 8 grams of fiber. So, like I said, always aim for a fibrous carbohydrate. The carbs that I have in this meal so far is this bread. One slice has 4 grams of fiber, so by having 2, I'm having 8 grams of fiber. And I'm also going to have an apple, because I try to have a fruit or a vegetable with each meal. This morning, I had 2 fruits in my breakfast. For lunch, I'm gonna have a fruit on the side. I prefer fruits over vegetables, so I would typically only have a vegetable with dinner, but for breakfast and lunch, it's typically gonna be a fruit on the side. So fibrous carbohydrate here, with an apple that I have to wash. And lastly, I also have some more healthy fats because I am also using pesto. So I love pesto and oil-based sauces, as long as the oil has, it's either avocado oil or olive oil, because that's just adding some extra healthy fats as well. And pesto is a blend of vegetables, so you're getting some vegetables in your meal. Of course, you're not gonna be getting all the fiber because it's broken down if it's blended, but you're still getting the nutrients, the antioxidants from the pesto. So this pesto is green pesto. Let me see if I can read these Dutch ingredients. I actually cannot. I know there's basil, there's spinach, there's sea salt, there's water, but the other ingredients I can't read. Or I think there's pumpkin seeds or pine seeds. The other things I kind of, yeah, I forgot. There's also, I can't tell what oil this is. Either way, healthy fats. And it's vegan, which is great. So no dairy in there. So I'm also gonna be using that. So now I'm gonna make my food for lunch. I'm going to, let me see what I'll do first. I'll probably take the supplements after with the shot. So once I make it, I'll show you guys how it looks and then we'll go from there. Okay, y'all, so to start cooking this, my friend is sleeping and I'm not sure where her oil is. So I'm gonna use the pesto as the oil. If you choose to do this, you have to do it on very low heat or else the pesto is going to burn. So I'm also using this cute little pan, and I'm also using the small burner also so that things don't burn too fast. So we have that going. I'm opening up the pack of eggs. But I like to use pesto or chimichurri as the base because it tastes good. It makes the egg taste good. And you don't even need to season your eggs really if you use that as a base. I still usually will always add salt. Or pepper or something, but you don't have to use pesto. So I'm going to put some pesto in the pan. But like I said, I usually would add the pesto onto the bread. But sometimes I do it this way. It's not leaking or anything. Like I said, you have to cook really fast with this, otherwise it's going to burn. So it's already sizzling. So I'm gonna crack 2 eggs in there. Ooh, Jesus. My egg leaked. I'm gonna have to clean that. Fuck. Another egg. So now my egg is cooking. I'm just looking for the salt. Oh, found it. Okay. So I'm sprinkling a little bit of salt. I'm also going to add the smoked salmon on top because I don't like the raw texture of smoked salmon. I prefer for it to be tender. So let me open this quickly. So if you also don't like the texture of smoked salmon and you want it to taste tender, you can put it in with your egg and let it get that tenderish texture so it doesn't taste like slimy. I don't mind eating it either way, honestly, but I just prefer for it to be tender. Smoked salmon. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like also. I'm just putting things in first. I need to clean up the floor before the egg yolk leaks into unwanted territories. I'm just putting a few pieces of smoked salmon. And if you prefer for things, this is not going to taste that salty, but I didn't put that much salt. But you don't have to use salt if you're putting in smoked salmon because smoked salmon is really salty. So I just put a few pieces of smoked salmon. I'm going to put these eggs back really quickly. And I'm going to show you guys what it looks like so far while it's cooking. So this is it. I'm probably going to put some Italian seasoning on this. Typically I would put dill because dill goes really well with smoked salmon, but I don't have dill right now. Or I don't know if my friend has dill, I'll have to check, but if I do, I'll put it on. Okay, so this is what we have so far. I cut up my apple, I have my egg here with my salmon. As you can see, the pesto did burn a little bit. But now I'm going to put this bread on the frying pan. I like to use the leftover oil to toast my bread because it comes out tasting really, really good. And then that'll be my lunch for today. So usually I would take my supplements after lunch, but for video purposes, just to make it easier for myself, because once I sit down, I probably won't get up for a while and I want to have a table to record on. I'm just going to take it first. And honestly, it doesn't really matter, but I'm pretty sure it's more beneficial to do it afterwards. But it honestly doesn't matter. So I'm going to take my ginger turmeric shot, and then I'm going to take my supplement, and I'm going to go eat. So those shots aren't bad because the base is orange. Like I told you, I'm a sparkling water-aholic, so love that shit down. This is my vitamin E. Two fish oil. think my bread's loading. Hold on. Okay, my second fish oil. I usually only take one fish oil pill, not two, because I take also flaxseed oil. But sometimes, like, if I'm on my period, if my period's ending, I'll take two just for extra support. And now I'm taking the flaxseed oil. Also, I ate about 3 hours ago, and typically you want to try to eat every 3 to 4 hours to keep your blood sugar stable. Because if you wait longer than that, like long periods of time without eating, by the time you eat your next meal, it's going to spike your blood sugar really high. It's going to drop it, and we know how that happens with blood sugar, like what happens with blood sugar when you do that. So I try to eat within the first hour waking up, and then I'll eat 3 to 4 hours after that, and then same thing with dinner. So for about 3 hours. So now we're going to have lunch. I want to show you guys the final presentation of my lunch. And for dinner, I don't know what I'm having yet because I need to order out because I'm not cooking today, neither is my friend. So we'll see about dinner. Okay, y'all, so this is the final lunch. We got smoked salmon, we got eggs, we got the toast, apples, and the mayo, truffle mayo. So this has a balance of protein, healthy fats, and carbohydrates because apples are fibrous carbohydrates. This bread is a fibrous carbohydrate. This bread also has protein. All bread has protein because gluten is a protein. I believe this probably has around 6 grams of protein per slice. This obviously will have maybe like 3, so 6, 12. And then the eggs have 12 grams, so 6, 12, 18, 24, probably 27 grams of protein in total. And for healthy fats, that comes from the pesto, it comes from the eggs and the smoked salmon. And then, like I said before, the fibrous carb comes from the apple and also the bread. So like I said before, you want all your meals to have all 3 macros for it to be considered balanced. If you want to go further for weight loss, what I recommend would be to eat your protein and your fruit or vegetable first and eat the other carb last. That can help with boosting your GLP-1 production. It can also help with weight loss because you're prioritizing the foods that are like digested slower first, and it'll keep you fuller longer on less calories. Either way, you can choose to eat however you want. That's just a recommendation if you want to lose weight. But this is my lunch for supporting vaginal health and just supporting overall health in general. Okay, so for dinner, my friend's boyfriend cooked for us. We had rice with vegetables and fried chicken. So yes, you can have fried stuff while healing, but you want to have them in moderation in very small amounts. Me, I'm already healed, so for me to eat fried chicken is not a problem. But avocado for healthy fats, tomatoes and onions for antioxidants with a little bit of fiber, rice for the carbs, chicken for the protein. So this is pretty much a balanced meal for dinner. Okay, so that is pretty much a typical day in the life of something that I would eat on a regular basis. I always try to have a high protein or a savory breakfast. The only sweet breakfast I would usually have is a yogurt bowl, but it usually has protein. Otherwise, my breakfasts are usually savory. So that's how I eat to maintain my health. Usually, I do eat out sometimes. I do have sweets sometimes, but today I just did not have it because I knew I was staying inside all day. So all those home cooked meals with all my supplements, the shots. I actually also would probably, I actually forgot. I'm really full right now. So I do have these mini smoothies with no added sugar. It's just fruit. And I usually would have had that with dinner if I didn't eat so much food because I ate a lot of chicken. So I'm really full. So I'm not really craving to drink something else right now. But if I had a smaller portion of dinner, I would have had a small mini smoothie just to add extra nutrients from the smoothie. But otherwise, I hope you guys understand the gist of this video. You want all your meals to have protein, carbs, and healthy fats, fibrous carbs. You also want to eat every 3 to 4 hours and also drink a lot of fluids. So for me, once I finish my water, which is over here, once I finish that, I would have consumed around 80 fluid ounces for the day. So I will probably make more of these videos when I have more diversity in my diet. So when I have different meals, so you guys can keep seeing how to eat in order to improve your health overall, not just vaginal health. But otherwise, comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions and also what other videos you want to see on my channel. But I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.